My name is Joshua Smith.
My name is Brantley Smith.
Currently, I'm finishing up medical school here at UMMC, and then I'll be going for residency up in Seattle at a military base up there.
Currently living in Manhattan, New York, going to Columbia University, pursuing my undergrad in political science. I remember the Muscagnis early on, just having the office here, and my parents saying, "Oh, these people take care of us, and they're family friends." I really didn't know anything else past that.
They have been working with my parents really as long as I can remember.
Our father was a geologist and our mother was a nurse. Our parents were the most loving people that I can remember. When our father passed, it was in 2002 and we were 5 years old.
In 2004, that was when my mother passed. My father had already passed at that point.
I'm sure that there were some very difficult meetings had in this office when my mother realized that what she had was terminal and that she had two 7-year-old boys that were about to be alone in the world. Probably a lot of tears in this office, but I know the Muscagnis said that we weren't alone.
They were tasked leading up to her death essentially with managing her estate, managing all of her assets, selling the house, things like that, the money that was coming from all of her valuables, her belongings, and setting that aside essentially.
As we're going forward with this, it was tough, right? And it was good having Josh there as a constant that whole time. And that was another rock that we would come back to, is the Muscagnis.
They kind of came into my world in what was essentially the most vulnerable part of my life, when who we were going to live with, where we were going to live was kind of up in the air. We had no stability whatsoever.
It was Miss Julie that first had that fostering of a relationship, I would say.
Even when we were kids, we would come up here with my guardians that had taken custody of us after my parents had passed. And so we got to know Miss Julie first, and then over the years we got to know Mr. Randy and Colin and all of them.
As we grew older and started asking more and more questions and started taking a vested interest in the financial situation of our future, I started looking at Mr. Randy and looking up to him and asking questions and saying, "Hey, here's what I know. Here's what I don't know. Can you explain this to me?"
For a financial manager, that's a good opportunity to take advantage of someone who has no control over their assets, who's not even old enough to comprehend. And just looking back over the years of what they have done in my stead that I had no control over, it has just been tremendous. I never felt as though I was taken advantage of. I never felt as though there was anything other than a trustworthy relationship there. They were always willing to communicate with me, answer my questions. They prayed with us. They spoke with us about anything that we wanted to talk about.
Then as that went on, it was almost like a mentor-father figure relationship, as he was able to mold and kind of training us up into being financially secure for ourselves.
They set up money for a college account so that I would have access to education. They set up a trust so that if anything happened to me or my brother, that we would have at least something to fall back on. They kind of just provided that financial stability that would really kind of set us up well for the future.
It's these guys' expertise that we rely on to give me peace of mind, to pursue what I want to pursue and have the career I want to have, and know that I still have the security of help buying a house, and I have my kids' future set up long before I have kids. And that's so comforting. I know that I'll be bringing in my kids, hopefully, in a lot better circumstances than I first came in. And it doesn't matter where I am, I'll still be here with the Muscagnis, and I know Josh feels the same way.
Having had, kind of the experience growing up, seeing all of these things, kind of understanding what my parents did for me and appreciating it, I would say to keep these things in the back of your mind. Try to form relationships with people you trust, even if you don't have a whole lot of money on the front end. Just steady, small contributions over time. I mean, they add up so much more quickly than you could really imagine, especially in the hands of someone with the expertise that Mr. Randy and his team have. It's just been a much better relationship than I could have really asked for.
In the end, I think the Lord was looking out for us. I think our family that was still there for us was looking out for us, and I think the Muscagnis were looking out for us. We never felt alone, and we didn't know they were family then, but as the years went on, we knew they were family now.